Dating is dead in the end times is the working title for this video. So I'll make a little disclaimer here at the start. I do not hate women. I do not dislike women, although I find them annoying, which is why I've never lived with one and don't intend to do so. There are many good women in the world, even if that percentage is getting a lot smaller than it was like 10 or 20 years ago, very noticeably smaller. Most of the women that I've dated in the past have been decent women, and only a couple of them were what I would call insane narcissists. And a woman has never taken $1 from me. A woman has never burned me or screwed me over. The worst I've been through is a couple of narcissistic abuse cycles, and it wasn't even that bad. After a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you get over it. So I haven't dated a girl for nearly 2 years now, or been on any dating apps. I think maybe I had a dating app at the start of the year for about a week, and I don't know why guys continue to put themselves through that crap. I've asked out about 3 women in the last 2 years, and that's it. I did it in person. Got rejected. Felt great. So I'm going to be talking about why dating is dead. It's going to touch on a lot of subjects. These ideas aren't really that fleshed out, but let's roll with it. I'm trying to make it a little bit different than all of the other stuff that you've probably heard on other channels. So to start with, violence naturally causes weak men to die. We live in an increasing non-violent society. In nature, the simps and the cuckolds would likely be eradicated by the dominant men in the tribe, because weakness is a threat to the survival of the tribe. It's not just about them being weak and being a threat to themselves. A weak man is a threat to the tribe. And we live in a world full of weak men today. Women can manipulate weak men to disrupt male dominance hierarchies very easily. Weak men are just blinded by their sex drives, blinded by, the need to feel safe by big daddy government and all of that stuff. And that's why, one of the many reasons why we have the world we have today. Men need to increase their standards when it comes to women and set stronger boundaries. Men are always dating down, accepting uglier and fatter and more abusive women as they set weaker and weaker boundaries because they don't want to be controlling. So dating down in terms of looks doesn't actually solve anything. I've done it before. I've dated women that are older, women that have had kids, women with low incomes or no incomes. And these women just lose respect for you if you date down to their level and you're out of their league. So there's no point in doing this to begin with. You don't actually achieve anything. Of course, attractive women come with their own problems as well that you don't get as much of from the ugly women. But at least they're hot, An old friend of mine once said that you should never approach a 10 because a 10 will get you stabbed. He was right, I got stabbed. No, I'm joking. But everything in dating is a double-edged sword these days. If you're good at sex, then the woman will fear attachment and get freaked out. If you're bad at sex, she's not going to be satisfied and look for it from someone else. If you're romantic towards a woman, then you're being a simp. She's going to lose respect for you. If you are stoic and never romantic or spontaneous, then you're boring and she'll look for someone else. If you approach a woman or make it a habit to approach lots of women, you're a creep, a PUA, a player, or maybe even a simp. But if you don't approach women, or very rarely, like only 3 in 2 years, then you must be an incel and a threat to society, like Elliot Rodgers. That's the association they'll make. So either it's very bipolar, all of these things. Treat a woman nice, you're trying to manipulate her. You don't treat her nice, you're being abusive. Everything is a double-edged sword, so that no matter what you do, you can always be the bad guy, be painted as the bad guy by the feminist narrative. Something that isn't talked about a whole lot online is in the increasing amount of sadistic tendencies that women have towards men. You know, we always hear that women are attracted to successful men so that they can gain from them, so they can get money, access to their boat party, all of that stuff, get married and take his stuff. We always hear that, but that's coming from the lens of a sane, logical male perspective. Yes, of course, those are some things that women get out of dating successful men. But women get those things without successful men very easily. They can get those things from 20 different simps online for selling feet pics or some crap. They don't need to date a successful man to get those things. The reason women like to date successful men a lot of the time is because they can't stand seeing a man that's happy with his life, has his shit together, and is genuinely happy in his own skin. It boils their blood. And they want nothing more than to try and bring you down to their level so that they can get an ego boost and make themselves feel better by comparison. So women will throw all of their manipulation strategies your way to try and make you feel as horrible as they do on a daily basis, because a lot of the times they are absolute losers. And if you put them in a body of a man, they would be treated as such, but because they are women, they manage to get away with it a lot more. They want to bring turmoil into your life, and they want to make you codependent so that they can use that emotional attachment that you have, which would usually be used to pair bond, create love, and foster a long relationship and build a family and a home. They want to use that emotional attachment to hurt you for funsies. Why? Because whammon, yay. Because of the feminist narrative that they're fed. But even that's kind of a cop-out. I've been fed a lot of narratives that I haven't bought into because I have a brain and a conscience and a soul and a heart. So we can't just dismiss this as women all being manipulated by feminism and the poor women have been manipulated. A lot of it is just pure evil that exists in humans. So, you know, some examples of this even is there's women out there that will tell you they want to have a baby with you so that you get them pregnant, only to abort it and laugh in your face. There's women that do that stuff. There's women that will try and get you to propose to them, to reject you. There's women that will have a child with you, maybe a son, and then out of nowhere, leave you, run off with the kid, and get gender reassignment surgery just to annoy you or make you want to jump off a building and then laugh about it. If you do that to yourself, you know, if you self-control, alt-delete, that is the epitome of success for a lot of these sadistic, narcissistic women that are out there. They want that. They would brag about it to all of their friends. On social media, they're, oh, RIP, he was the best person ever, wow, 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 wow. Inside, they would be loving it. They'd be getting the biggest ego boost because that's how sick a lot of these people are. We've created a society where there is a lot of positive reinforcement of degenerative social and sexual norms. Female promiscuity is out of hand, like Dr. Phil, where the hell are you, mate? It's gotten to the point where escorts are probably safer than the average modern woman because at least they wear condoms. The average prostitute probably has less unprotected sex than the average modern woman. You know, what the hell, guys? We've created a society that reinforces drama, women's favorite movie genre, by the way, reinforces narcissism, deceit, and indifference, or pretending to be indifferent to look cool. Because women always try and act like the guys that they want and think that men are attracted to those things too. So they're attracted to guys that have harems of options, lots of girls, and they think being a 304 and entertaining dozens of different options makes them more desirable to high-value men. Oh, dear, dear. We have a society that creates negative reinforcement, punishment of moral, social, and sexual norms, where cheating is being normalized and encouraged. Women respond a lot of the time positively to men who cheat or have lots of women on the go, thinking that they are somehow better than men who don't waste their lives chasing women and setting up picture-perfect social media accounts and dating apps with Photoshop pictures of them in suits that they probably never even wear on a daily basis, playing dress up to portray the image of a high-value man at the top of the male dominance hierarchy that no longer exists in any tangible form. We've set up a society where harmony, peace, honesty, and even caring for your partner is negatively reinforced. If you care for the woman you date, you are a simp. That's how women see it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not lumping those guys in that genuinely care with the simps that will send out 20 good morning beautiful messages every week to girls that they don't even know and have never even met in real life. So genuine connection, love itself, are punished by women. We've got the perversion now, or the duality, I should say, of male dominance hierarchies versus simp hierarchies. You know, we're just animals at the end of the day. We've got masculine men that can't exercise their natural authority and power, and we have simps that are basically the result of too many feminine men reproducing throughout the last 100 years or so. You know, most men aren't meant to reproduce. When you have like 80% of dudes reproducing, that's way too many. There's going to be a lot of weak men produced from those seeds. And in a non-violent society, they don't even get weeded out through natural selection. So another way that there is a perversion of male dominance hierarchies is that domestic violence against women is disproportionately punished too severely. You know, if you yell at a woman, it's basically a crime now. If you catch a woman cheating on you and you slap her in the face, oh, you're going to jail. If you catch a woman cheating and you beat the shit out of the dude, oh, you're going to jail. You know, nothing will happen to that guy. And I'm not condoning violence, but when the threat of violence is removed from the man and then given to the woman through the use of the police force funded by men, then women will use this to get away with the most vile, degenerate behaviors known to man. If there is absolutely no negative repercussions, women will just continually push the boundaries of what they can get away with for the thrill of it, because they like drama. And they crave being put in their place. You know, it's like a child. If you don't discipline a child, they'll just keep acting out more and more and more because they crave discipline. Discipline shows you actually care, which comes back to the previous point. We are promoting a society of indifference. If you don't care about what your woman does or pretend to not care because you're just so chilled, bro. You know, don't have any attachment, bro. That's where it leads. In a sane world, the man that goes around sleeping with other men's wives would be the one that gets punished. Or there would be at least an allowance for you to beat the crap out of them. You know, it should be considered like a slap on the wrist. So this makes violence or male dominance a poor mate guarding strategy, taking power away from masculine dominant men and giving simps and cucks an advantage, as they will tolerate infidelity, even get masochistic satisfaction from it. And they'll give away their money as a form of mate guarding, even getting satisfaction from that. There's pay pigs online that just like giving their money to attractive women, which is just ridiculous. These men shouldn't even be in the gene pool. There's so many, they're the vast majority. The vast majority. So they do these things as a mate guarding strategy, but it's really just a facade for the relationship to be upheld, as those types of men will nearly always be cheated on by women who actually desire and lust after masculine men, but are brainwashed by feminism, you know, even though they can't be completely brainwashed because it's their fault at the end of the day. They're brainwashed and encouraged to antagonize masculine men to see what they can get away with rather than just submitting to them. So only the facade of male hierarchies remains in the current world, you know, on social media, on dating apps, as effeminate men manicure a masculine social image on their dating apps, where the less attention that they give women, the higher value the women perceive them to have. And then they complain that the guys they like never text them back. Real low IQ stuff. So this will lead to the military of Western countries being absolutely weakened and destroyed. And it will only be at that point where women will begin to care. Before that happens, they're living it up, enjoying getting away with all the crap that they put us through for funsies. But there's really nothing left in Western countries for masculine men to defend. If I was told I need to go to war and fight for this country, that would be a lot of fun. Let's just say I would die before I defended this country, Australia, that has shat on men, particularly white men, since the day I was born. There's absolutely no way in hell you would get me to fight a war for this country. In fact, I would probably take China's side if they took over. At least they manage their social media accounts and don't allow degeneracy and promote things that are actually good. Where we have OnlyFans, guys. We have normalized women to just become online prostitutes and are brainwashed into accepting that as something like, that's disgusting. If I had a daughter that did that, I would abort her postnatal. Sorry, YouTube algorithm, I'll wait Susan instead, that's all right. So anyways, I mean, I had a little bit more to touch on, but I think that sums it up. You know, there was a bit of down here about racism, about how different races of men are treated differently. You know, I find that like Indian men seem to get a really raw deal, like wherever they are. you know, there's a lot. Yeah, I won't even go into that. It's all a bit boring and repetitive. But anyways, I thought I'd share these thoughts, get them out there. I'll probably get 2 views. So if you're one of those 2 people, thank you.